Hey everybody, it's Dana with Calfee Cattle. We're going to start today's episode and we're going to call it What Happened Was. Let me show you.
So see, what had happened was my darling wife was helping with chores this morning, and we were coming in here with a tractor to put out some grain over here in the feed bunks you see behind me. And this water tank, which has literally been here since we bought the farm, it's not like it's new to this spot or something, but for some reason, Dana came in the gate instead of taking, and if you'll pan over, taking that now 50, 60 feet path, or if you'll pan the other side, instead of taking that 50 or 60 foot path, she chose this path. This path right in here where I'm standing. There's, this is normally full of water, but it's all over there now because my wife ran over it.
Okay, I know he just told you his side of the story, but no, in all seriousness, this was a real accident, but trying to make a little light of it because like we have nothing else to do today except for fix water tanks. But our mama cows are like a swarm of bees, in my defense, when they hear a truck or a tractor crank up. So you can't see them now, obviously, because they're already gone. But all around that water tank, they were everywhere. So I could not see the tank at all. Yes, it's been there for years. Yes, I should have been more careful. I guess that's why they call them accidents. So now we get to fix a tank. Great.
So what we got to do is get what little water is left in this tank out so we can move it. But broke the pipe off down here at the bottom, if you can see it. So we got to, it busted the tank too. So we got to get this out of the way, get the float and everything out so we can get a new tank, get in here, get it re-leveled, and get the float back in and get water going. Because while we have the water cut off to here, it's cut off to all the tanks and all the pastures. We had to cut the well off. So anyways, we'll get this fixed right quick. I'm gonna get this drain plug out and get the water out.
So I'm gonna get all of it draining out there. It looks like I must have hit it with my spear. There's a hole right there. But I thought I must have just hit it with a tire because I came to a pretty abrupt stop right there. I don't know if y'all see my Facebook post the other day about couples therapy, about farm chores and things like that being couples therapy. So I guess we just had a session today. Found out, I think you'd agree, therapy is pretty expensive.
My labor is, I can tell you that. All right, we got the tank pulled up. You can see right here the gravel bed it sits on, and it's got gravel around it too. It's kind of got covered up with mud and stuff, but you see the pipe coming up out of the ground. That's coming from the well. That's what feeds the water into this tank. This valve right here goes through this. You drill an 1.5-inch hole right here, and this valve goes through that hole. And if you ever use one of these are left-handed threads. I learned that the hard way. So it's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's right the opposite of that. So when it's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. So I learned that the hard way. This goes through there. This nut tightens up against it. This floats up here in the tank, kind of like the back of your commode. It controls the water level inside the tank. This fitting right here will screw into this and then go into your PVC pipe coming from your well. So that's how you keep water in it. And like I said, this valve here just kind of works like the valve in your commode. It floats up and turns it off, and or when I drink it down, it picks it back up. So anyways, I'm gonna go over here and see if I got another tank to replace this with. If I don't, I got to run and get one. Alrighty, we just got back with a new tank here. We're gonna have to replace out there, and I was gonna go ahead and install it. It's getting dark on us. We had to run to town, pick this up, and run a few more errands while we was out there. It's gonna get too dark to install it out there, but tonight, but in the catch pen. But I was gonna go ahead and install the float and valve and all in it tonight. So I got my 1.5-inch paddle bit. I had to drill a hole here for the bulkhead fitting to go through and for the valve to install on the inside, and then the plumbing will install on the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead. It really hurts my feelings to drill a hole in this high dollar tank when I just have bought it, but that's what you got to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole in it. All right, I got my hole drilled. I'm gonna go ahead and install the valve now. This thing has got this part here is the valve that cuts the water on and off. It's like that. And then there's already the bulkhead fitting is already screwed into this. So it's got a rubber washer. You make sure you put it on there. It goes on the inside. And then and this is the thing I was telling you earlier, it's left-handed threads, I call them. So if you turn it to the right, it loosens it. If you turn it to the left, it tightens it. So just remember that if you're ever installing one, because it will not work turning it like you normally would. Just gonna get this thing snugged up here. Don't want to get over tighten this because it's a little plastic fitting and it will bust, but snug it up a little pretty good where it won't leak. I'll go ahead and put this is what adapts this PVC fitting adapts this bulkhead to the PVC pipe. So I'm going to put a little pipe thread or pipe tape on here so that to kind of help it from leaking. I don't know that it's 100% necessary to do this, but I usually do just to make sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and screw this into the bulkhead fitting. And of course the pipe, this is sitting on the ground, so the pipe's coming straight up out of the ground. So I will have to adjust my pipe or the PVC fitting there accordingly. And I may have to adjust it some when I get out there too. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying to prep everything tonight and make sure that it's good to go. So all I got to do tomorrow when I get in from work to go to work is plumb it up to the ground.
Hey everybody, Dana with Cow for Cattle. So we're out here back at it again, trying to get the water tank fixed. So Shannon's back there building up the pad a little bit on one side. So fixing to hopefully get this thing working again. What you say, Daddy?
Yeah, I run out of time yesterday, but we're going to try to get this thing. I think I about got the pad. Some of the gravel had washed out from under, so I had to build that back up. We're going to set it back over here and get it plumbed up and hopefully turn the water on, be in business maybe.
Everybody cross their fingers.
Set your end down.
It's down.
Well, I think it went on there, or I know it went on there. I hope it went far enough.
We don't
I think I got
it
it twisted a little bit, but it'll be okay.
Now just let the glue set and fill it back up. Now we're going to fill it back up with water and pretend like this never happened. I'm going to go ahead and feed these calves in that pasture we were in with the water tank, but I think I'll let him handle the tractor work for today, just until this little sting's over. We'll go ahead and open this gate. We're still feeding them in the catch pen because we still have not got everything worked like we wanted to, just because of the weather and lack of help. But so we'll still feed them in this catch pen here, so keep them in that routine. a lot easier with 2 people to do this, but sure is dusty. Uh-oh. Whew. Easy does it, boys. They're hungry. All right, so he went back over there. He's going to turn the water on. The glue's had plenty of time to dry while we fed, so it's going to be make it or break it. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. Well, I think it's going to work. Yes. I've been watching it for just a few minutes to make sure the glue was going to hold and all that, so everything looks good to go. So that's a miracle in itself. What's funny is we fill up these and it just brings back memories. It's just a water tank for the cows, but when our kids were small, this was their swimming pool. Many, many good memories in these things. Can't get those back. Just for general knowledge of all the viewers out there, if you ever Googled or looked even up in a dictionary the terminology of the crazy heifer, you'd have to find her picture right there. That's her. Just in case anybody need to know. You'll thank me later.